Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen, and today I will be sharing with you a recipe video. And this is a recipe for one of my favorite dishes, one of my quote-unquote famous dishes that anybody who's tried it has really loved the flavors. And the reason I hesitated to share it with you is that I'm using some, ethnic ingredients that you might not find readily, that might not be available for some people. So that's why I was hesitating to share it, whether or not I want to share it or not. But it is such a delicious recipe that I thought, you know what, even without these ingredients, if you can't find the certain ingredients, you can kind of substitute or just omit them and it would still probably taste very good. So anyways, without further ado, I have all my ingredients set up and ready to go. And as you can tell from the title, the recipe is for a grilled octopus. Now, I tried a grilled octopus for the first time in a restaurant downtown. I think it was Gusto 101, and I absolutely fell in love with the flavor. At the time, I wasn't eating chicken, so I was like, oh my god, this is like so chewy, and I love chewy things. And if you've never tried octopus, it is more of a chewy texture. But what I've learned from making it over the years is that if you cook it longer, it will become softer to a point where it's like fork tender kind of. I personally don't like it that soft. I like it a bit more chewy, but again, it is totally up to you. So I researched a couple years ago and I kind of combined what I learned and then added my own ingredients and came up with this delicious recipe. Mimi's husband Alex, Mimi, my sister, and her husband Alex absolutely loves this recipe and have said that it's one of the best that he's tried, and he's tried, you know, the best food in the best restaurants of the world. So I think that is, you know, an easy, simple recipe, but just the flavor combinations work really well together. So the making of the octopus is divided into basically 3 steps. There is the boiling part, there's the marinating part, and then there's the grilling part. So I'm gonna share with you what goes into the first step, which is to boil them and then to marinate them. So are you guys ready? Let's get started. Alright, so obviously the first thing is the octopus, and I get my octopus from our local grocery store called Longo's. I don't know if you're in Toronto, if you have a Longo's near you. If you can't find it at your local grocery store, like the seafood section, then specialty seafood stores will definitely or should definitely have them. They do come previously frozen and they kind of look like this. If you've never had it, it can be quite intimidating and look a little weird. So what I do with them is I will just use the scissors and I will cut them into basically the tentacles. I use this part as well. I think it's either the head or the body, I'm not sure. So I just cut it there and I just will add that to the pot like that. So obviously you want to start with octopus. What I do is I defrost it and then I will, you know, wash it and it'll be ready to go. The next thing I add is water, of course, and then the secret ingredient, so to speak, in the boiling part is the white wine. So I have 2 cups of white wine. You want to use dry white wine when you're cooking, and I would stay away from using cooking wines. I would just use a regular, you know, like a drinking white wine, dry white wine, and then also some bay leaves. I love a lot of flavor, so I add a lot. I don't know how many are in here, maybe 10 big ones and a couple small ones. So just go with what you like. Again, I love flavor, so I like to add a lot. Now I do have a lot of octopus here as well. And then I also add some garlic that I roughly chop. You don't need them small at all, it's just kind of roughly chopped, and then some Himalayan pink salt and some whole peppercorns. Okay, so that's all that we're gonna need for the boiling portion, and then here's everything that I use for the marinade. So to start things off, I use good quality extra virgin olive oil. This one's organic, I get this one from Costco. And then I also add some balsamic vinegar, balsamic reduction, just a little splash, some garlic powder, some salt and pepper, lime juice, a little bit of sriracha, and then these are the 2 ingredients that I was mentioning might not be as easily and readily available to some people. So the first one is pomegranate paste, and if you've never had pomegranate paste, it is something that's used in like Persian cuisine and where I'm from as well, Azerbaijan. It is absolutely delicious. It works so well in marinades. This is what it looks like on the inside. I'm running out, I need to go and get some more. If you have a Persian store near you, you might want to check there because hopefully they have it and they carry it. So that's one. And then this is coriander chutney. This is a little bit spicy, so I just add a little bit for flavor and it's delicious. Again, this one I pick up from, I believe, a Afghani or a Pakistani store. Again, ethnic stores will probably have something like this. So this is all the ingredients that I use to make the grilled octopus. So let's get on with the cooking. All right, so the octopus is in the pot. I just cover it with cold water, just enough to sort of cover it up. And then I will add in the white wine. There's, like I think I mentioned, there's 2 cups in there. And then I'll just dump in the rest of the ingredients. So garlic and bay leaves. And then I don't measure usually when I cook, but I will put it for you guys in the description bar. So I will just do about a tablespoon. Again, I use my hand. It might seem like a lot, but it's just for flavor. Once they are cooked, you remove the octopus from the water and you don't actually end up using the peppercorns. It's just like when they're boiling, they release the flavor. So about a tablespoon of whole peppercorns, and then some Himalayan pink salt. I think it's about a teaspoon here. So that's it. And I'm going to bring this to a boil. Once it starts boiling, I'm going to reduce the heat to about like medium low and cook it basically until the tenderness that you like. As I was mentioning in the intro, I prefer it to be soft but still has a little bit of a chewy texture. So just test it out with a fork about 45 minutes in, 40 to 45 minutes in, and see if you are happy with the texture, keeping in mind that it's still going to be going on the grill or the barbecue for another maybe 10 minutes. So it's still gonna cook there as well. So you don't want to overcook it and for it to be super soft, unless of course that is what you're going for. So that's it. I'm going to turn the heat on now and we'll come and check the octopus in about 40 minutes. Okay, so while the octopus is boiling, I'm going to get started and prepare the marinade. So the first thing I do is just add some olive oil. And again, you guys know if you've seen my recipe videos, when I cook, I just eyeball everything, but I will put all the measurements for you guys in the description bar. I think this is about half a cup or so of olive oil. This is for probably about 8 to 10 tentacles. I didn't actually count how many I have today, but roughly that's what we usually do. So olive oil, this is fresh lime juice, and then I will add in the pomegranate paste. And again, I think I do like a very, very generous teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. So maybe 2 teaspoons. And then I do about half a teaspoon or so of the coriander chutney. And this stuff, oh, it smells so good. It is a bit spicy, like I said, but for such a big amount, it really doesn't make it spicy. It just adds a little kick. So that, and then I will do a little splash of the sriracha, just about that much. Again, I don't know what that is, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. And then a sprinkle of garlic powder. Let's say, I don't know, what is that, half a teaspoon, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. Some balsamic vinegar. Just pour that in. Maybe that's 2 tablespoons or so, a little more. Okay, I just let my intuition sort of guide me, my feelings sort of guide me with all the proportions. And then just a little drizzle of the reduction, the balsamic reduction. And what else did I leave out? Just some salt and pepper. So freshly ground black pepper. Now you keep in mind that it's already cooking in the peppercorns, so you don't need a whole lot. That's maybe not even half a teaspoon, and then just some salt. Okay, so that's all that goes into this magical and delicious marinade. And then all I do is I just mix it all up, and then once the octopus is cooked, I will just pour this over the octopus and let it marinate for a little bit. I usually don't have time to let it sit in the marinade. If you do, it'll probably taste better, but you know, let's say 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you can do is better than nothing. So once this is all mixed, I will usually taste it to see that it is sort of balanced in all the flavors and set it aside. There you have it. Alright, so this octopus has been cooking for quite a while. I have lost track of time because I was with Andreas feeding him and stuff, so I think it's been actually boiling for over an hour. And I forgot to mention that it depends on the actual octopus how long it will take for it to get, ooh, it got all steamy, for it to get to the consistency or the texture that you want. I think it probably has to do with its age or something like that. I don't really know. But yeah, so basically you want to just pierce it with a fork, and when you can feel the texture that you want, then you know it's ready to go. So now I'm going to remove the octopus from the water. Andres has done his lunch, so he's ready to be cleaned up, and pour the marinade right over it. All right, so I transferred to baking dish, but you can use whatever you like, a bowl, and just pour the marinade right over. Once I pour it, I will just use the tongs to make sure that all the octopus is covered and coated. So once I do that, I will let it kind of sit, and then I will come and I will, maybe halfway through, like 15 minutes after, I will just turn them over to the other side just to make sure that both sides get evenly coated and marinated. And then, like I said, the longer you kind of let it sit, the more flavorful it will be. And then when you're ready, you know, and you want to just throw it on the barbecue, that's pretty much the next step. So I'm gonna let this sit, and I'll show you guys what I do on the barbecue. All right, so the last step is to just put them on the barbecue or the grill for about 5-6 minutes per side. They're fully cooked, so it's more for flavor than anything else. So what I like to do is, before I flip them over, I will dip them back into the marinade, and that is really what's going to give you that delicious flavor even more. And that's it. So I'm going to just close the barbecue and come back to flip them in about 5 minutes now. Okay, so after about 5 or 6 minutes, I'm ready to flip them. So I just dip it right back into the mixture, and I put it back on the grill. So I'm going to do that for all of them, and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, so once it's done cooking on both sides, it's all done and ready to be devoured and enjoyed. So there it is, grilled octopus. So there you have it, guys. That is my recipe for the grilled octopus. I really hope that you enjoy it, and give the recipe a try if it seems like something that you would enjoy. And if you did enjoy the video and the recipe and want to see more recipe videos from me, then give the video a big thumbs up and share it with all your friends and family that you think might enjoy these types of recipes as well. So hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah! Bye!